Stream. Are you gonna pick up? There you go. Alright. Oh, that's gonna fuck it up a little bit. Where did Twitch chat go? Oh, Twitch chat's behind Final Fantasy right now, isn't it? Oh, damn. Hold on. Oh no, it was way off to the side. Okay. It's hard to remember how each game treats going full screen. For some reason, Final Fantasy pushes everything way off to the right instead of, like most games, pulling it way into the left. I need to open up Stream Manager real fast. I should have done that between the break. But there was a high likelihood I would have forgotten to unmute myself if I did that. And we're going to switch this over to Final Fantasy 14. There we go. There we go. Everything's correct now. And of course there's a little queue. Oh, before I do that. Yeah, leave the queue. I don't want to quit, but I think that's no way out of here. Yeah. So I made... Oh, it won't let me show... Damn. Oh well. I was gonna show you the cutscenes that were missed because I... Please wait and try logging in later. Don't tell me that. Don't be like that right now, game. Okay. Hey, we timed it perfectly though. Don't have to wait for Q. I've been more than a little busy off stream, I will admit. So we've gotten a little ways into this. I'm gonna turn that up a little bit. I haven't even beat the first storyline though. But, far cry from where we were. We'll put it that way. So, the stuff that has been missed, Sylphie, the angry little conjurer girl, finally decided to listen to reason and learned how to actually do conjuring, because she was actually drawing from her own life force, and that's what killed her mom. Kind of a downer. God, what all have we seen? We saw all of the generals of the 3 city-states. Oh, we've been to the other city-states, because Stream has only seen Gridania. But we've been to Limsa Lamosa, and... Wait. Yeah, Limsa... Laminosa? Laminsa. Limsa Laminsa. That's what it is. What else did we do? And Ul'dah, which are the other 2 city-states. We saw the cutscene showing all 3 of the generals of each city-state during the Fall of Dalmud, which I should probably actually show Stream the title and everything, because there's a lot of backstory in that. What the fuck? Who do I talk to here? Ah, destination. And right now, each city-state is holding its own remembrance party sort of thing for all of the people that passed in the Fall of Dalmud. I am going to show that because I just can't not. There's so much that needs to be explained, and these will sort of help. Because I did all of this part off stream as well when I first made my character. Hydaelyn.
A vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the westernmost of the 3 great continents, there lies a realm, gods, and forged by heroes. Her name, Eorzea. The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations, each one enjoying an age of peace, the astral eras. To date, all have proven ephemeral. In the year 1572 of the 6th and most recent astral era,
so this takes place 5 years before where the rest of the game takes place.
A great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance, the forces of the Eorzean alliance met their would-be conquerors.
And you caught a glimpse of the 3 leaders of the city-states just a minute ago.
The lesser Dalamur was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination. From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm.
A primal is basically a god, not like a full god, like little g god. They're very powerful, but not the most powerful. Bahamut is one of the most powerful of the primals.
Come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea.
Those are chocobos.
Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin.
We know those two.
The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten.
Okay, they definitely changed this opening title sequence because I was watching a Final Fantasy XIV stream that someone had done. I've been watching his VODs.
May he ever walk in the light of the crystal.
Joe Cat, who I've talked about. I think I talked about last stream, or at least last Final Fantasy stream, which was the last stream. But in watching those 5, I think about 5-ish adventures that step out and then ride off on the chocobos right at the end. Oh, I need to show my face again. My quote-unquote face. They were shown with Louis Su, who is the old guy who got fucking vaporized in the opening scene. They were with him, and he sent them forward. I don't know if maybe that's supposed, like, if it updates later or whatever. Anyways, they show them teleporting in to signify that those were the 5 adventures you'd seen previously in that cutscene. But yeah, each city-state is now holding a little ceremony to commemorate the lives of the people that were lost
my son to the calamity.
In that war 5 years ago.
The 3 Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood.
Alright, I have to
Fearful
click
of the
through
green wrath,
this part.
they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hure and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer.
That's Sam Riegel, by the way. I'm sure
The entwined serpents
people probably
represent the
recognize his
union
voice,
between
but
Hure and Elysian. An elegant symbol. Do you not agree?
that is him.
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness.
And I'm sure you could put it together, but the Garlean Empire was the people with the fucking spaceships. It's a shame I can't show the cutscenes that I saw.
The ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
This game can be a very weird mishmash of
5 years ago, the Alliance
fantasy
met the
and
armies of
sci-fi.
the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago,
How
countless
does this person
Eorzeans
even
laid
see?
down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please.
Oops, I clicked that too early.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
Shut the fuck up, it's a moment of silence.
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. it dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest.
All the elementals!
Think of the children.
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances.
They were with us on the cart, which,
enlightenment.
again, something I've failed to show. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof. A change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Rama. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal even ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Like, I started here, dude. I know all of this. She also said all of this in her speech. You're just repeating this to me. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Well, perhaps we will find out, if the Elder Seedseer's words fell on fertile ground. You're a smug little punk. Alright. So that was the first one. And the reason we were going to all of these is because of deciding on the grand company that we're going to join, which is basically an adventurers guild, so to speak. We get to see all of the leaders of each place talk. And is there a way I can put this down? I'll have to fix things later. But we get to hear all the leaders talk about like what's going on in each of their respective city-states. And then we'll decide whose grand company we want to join. So on to the next one. And we're gonna go to Ul'dah first. Or second, I guess. Here, let's make my head bigger to slightly cover this better. Okay, where do I go from here, though? In the Royal Promenade. Okay, so just straightforward, essentially. Not straightforward. Okay. Right. It's actually inside, and this is the only place I can go. Husting strip? Yes. I suppose I could have just teleported through this. I kind of forget that I have that. Oh my god, my eyes. Silent Bob. Wrong one. Here we go.
And Roban as well.
Hark, you souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where
bosom.
the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
At the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. Wow! Soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era,
The spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people. Ya for Uldar!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Rauban?
He just holds her on his arm like she's a parrot.
17th in the line of Ul address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Uldar, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
So very intense.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
I fancy meeting you again.
I believe. Give me 1 second. Hello, I'm back. I'm gonna move over here. And then... Oh. I'm trying to. It is something I'm going to have to figure out later, isn't it? It is. Well, whatever, I will be back over here. Oh, I didn't read that. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with the Freets thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. If it has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Ul'dah send their forces to smite the Primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. So to give a little bit, that's something that happened off stream, fighting Ifrit. So the Amalja are kind of big, lizardy guys. And their Primal, which is again sort of a god, but not like the most powerful. Not like a true god, but like a lesser deity almost. Their god Ifrit. They've been trying to summon him constantly, over and over. And so they were in cahoots with a guy who was in the Immortal Flames, which is the grand company for Ul'dah, the group of people who just spoke. And another guy who was a merchant and fairly rich, so he had a way to help out with a lot of things. They're helping bring people to them so that they could use the energy from them to summon Ifrit into existence, basically. And the adventure, me, you, whoever's playing, gets wrapped into that, and you have to fight Ifrit. And during that whole process, the Primals can do something called tempering, which is they basically mind control a group of people to worship them. So what he's saying is that every time Ul'dah sends people out to fight Ifrit, that people get tempered, and when you're tempered for life. Like, you cannot break out of that. Adventurer has the ability to ignore that because of something they have, a semi sort of power they have called Echo, which is a deeper connection that it's still teaching about, and I don't know the full scope of yet. However, normal people don't have that, so they can't fight off the tempering. So they will continue to worship and do their best to summon Ifrit back into the world. So they have to execute them. Even though they are their own soldiers, they have to be rid of them. Otherwise, they will just have more... The Amaljan army will grow while the Immortal Flames just continue to dwindle down in numbers. So that is why it is a war, a victory bought with blood. Because there's just... every time they win, they lose people, no matter what. It's impossible for them not to, because the tempering is just like, he looks at you and it's like, you're under my control now. Be bathed in my flame. So yeah. Small wonders, then, that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. Bye. And now to the last one. Low attacks, I believe. Service at the state room. Remembrance service. That was the name I was trying to think of that I couldn't think of before. And it's just right there. Boop.
The Garleans
Dragons are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride.
I will say, I wish that they... So, there's a lot going on during A Realm Reborn, specifically for the company that was producing this game. So, you know, they have some slack to be cut. But just the way she delivers the brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me, while it's doing these epic cuts, it's so flat that I just wish that they would kick that up a little bit. I wish they would, like, go back and cover that over with, like, something more intense, instead of just this talking, just, brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me, something like that that fits with the cuts, rather than, I am talking to you now, listen to me, as I raise my fist and the camera cuts 3 times. That being said, the quality does improve
700
throughout the
summers have come and
expansions.
gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
I don't know why he has to tell me about every flag.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our grand company was reborn.
Like, I love that they have that deep of lore, but at the same time, you know, maybe let me pick that up some other time, not in the middle of a remembrance ceremony.
All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano.
Also, her name is very much pronounced in, like, a German way. Like, it's a very German accent whenever she says her own name. I don't know why they made her have a British accent. Like, I really feel like a German accent. I guess you can't do a German accent covered in black with shoulder patches. I think that's a little too close to something else.
Witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa.
I guess that's fair.
I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
while the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Around them!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow
where's
ye
me
to the
cutlass?
seven hells, Admiral!
Hi again, Alphino.
Fancy meeting you again.
Yeah. Yes, just stare at me. That's exactly what I want. As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Laminsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't trouble enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Laminsans' backyard. And that is to say not of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. That is a kind of the interesting thing that I think is really nice, is each city-state has sort of like its own drawback as well. So Limsa Laminsa is pirates. Everyone's a pirate. Yo ho ho. Ul'dah is super money focused, like to the point where like if you're rich you stay rich, if you're poor you can go fuck yourself, which is why they have so many refugees sleeping in tents out in front of their city, because there's just not enough to go around. And then Gridania has the problem of they don't like outsiders. They like really don't like outsiders. In the first few missions that I did on stream, there are people who got angry as soon as they saw me because they're like, ew, who the fuck are you? Get out of here, adventurer. You're a bad person. So yeah, there's it's give and take from every single one of them. If the Laminsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. Well, why don't you just fucking do it, Alphino? To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deepest shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. used to call me on my cell phone. Minfilia is one of best girls of the game. Lucian, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope? Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Walking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Now we get to go. Stream gets to meet Minfilia. Where's my teleport? There it is. It probably would have been smarter to end on Ul'dah. I would have had to teleport anyways. I guess maybe it just would have been cheaper. But thankfully, money is mostly no concern. Oh, I was gonna do some of my hunting log while I was in Limsa. Shit. I could go do this one at least. I could do a few here. I just have nothing from Lemensa done yet. Hey, yeah, give me a fucking porter. Chocobo! Oh, I can make this very, very tiny. I have no control over how fast this is until I get my own. Which, now that I'm joining a grand company, I will be able to do. I have to do a little bit of work for them, but I get a free chocobo. Which, any game that gives you a free mount is fantastic. God knows if you want a fucking mount in World of Warcraft, you have to pay like 400 real life fucking dollars. Goodbye. Their name is Clerical Error. An oxalotl? Hold up. Oh, that's adorable. No, I love it. Oh, all I have is this dumb airship. Fuck, I can't wait to get a cool pet. Tataru. Some people let fame swell their heads, but I believe that yours will remain in proportion and firmly attached to your body. Thanks, Tataru. She's also so adorable and nice. Butts. Channing Potatum. Gorgeous. Love it. Absolutely fantastic. And here's Minfilia! Hello. Welcome back, Lucian. Were the Grand Company leaders' words as illuminating as you had hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Lucian. Ah! But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. Complete.
The gods only know what Grand Company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and 7th Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
I mean, they mentioned the Calamity.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light?
I think he'll get
None.
into a point that I was about to bring up here in a second.
I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity?
I don't know what he's about to say next. But yes, part of the beginning of this, I don't know if it was on stream or not. May not have been. No one can remember the Warriors of Light. Every time they try to think of them, they can't bring the name to mind, and like they put it that it is like the Warriors of Light are standing between them and like the full day sun directly behind them, which is part of why they're called Warriors of Light, because they're just shrouded in light, and they are like they can't remember anything of who they are at all.
No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details.
I kind of figured he was going to be a dick, which is why I preceded that with, I don't know what he's going to say next. Yeah, Alphinaud's kind of a dick.
Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the 7th Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience.
And so part of what the Echo does, you can see memories of that other people have had. So one of the big memories where we saw the 3 heads of the city-states retreating was in Echo. It was a memory from Kane Senna that we saw during a big ceremony that happened just after what I did last stream, I think. Fairly soon after what happened last stream. And we saw all the generals as part of the Echo. We got to see that memory. So we are slowly sort of remembering for everyone, essentially.
There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Also, speaking of, since that's Sam Riegel, I don't know if he's here. He's probably somewhere. I could probably go find him. I'm gonna go find him. Yeah, I'll be back. You guys just hang tight. I think everyone hangs out here. Let's see. Can't go that way. Can I go this way? Where do I go see all the other people? Okay, this way. Is he here? Ishtola's here. Uyunga's here. Thancred. Thancred is voiced by Taliesin Jaffe, who is my favorite voice actor. You've put us all to shame with your recent performance in the field. If I'm to keep up, I dare say I'll need bigger knives. Yeah. Like his voice actor. He's kind of a dick. Well, no, he's got a lot going on. He's complicated. There's a lot going on with Thancred. Okay. I think we're gonna make this decision and then possibly end stream shortly after. Because it is 10:30. And I have class tomorrow. I should probably at least talk to them. I don't know why he's not green, he's not red, and he's not... I think he could be blue. I guess they wanted to switch it up. I don't know why he's yellow. Ah, I take it the Elder Seed Seer's words have touched your heart. Have you resolved to entwine your destiny with that of the Twin Adder? No. Ah, forgive me. In my eagerness to embrace you as a brother, I mistook your intentions. He was gonna hug me. It's honestly between these two, mostly just because I started in Gridania. I don't know if I want to keep being there. I'm kind of tired of the woods. I've been around Ul'dah a lot in this quest line and what's been going on, so I think I'm gonna go with the Maelstrom. How is the Admiral's speech? Ah, but you need not explain. That you stand before me now is answer enough. You have resolved to join the Maelstrom, have you not? Yeah, I'm not even gonna talk to Flame Officer. That's the spirit, lad. With allies like you, how much stronger is our crew? Let us brave the seas together, friend. Now the choice is made. It is time to add your name to our rolls. Make your way to Limsa Laminsa and seek out our Grand Company's headquarters. Except Dalamud Red Dye. Maelstrom Command is located on the upper decks. I will send word to our personnel officer to expect you. The duties of a Maelstrom soldier can be both arduous and challenging, but I promise you, you will not regret this choice. May your passage be swift and your bearings sure. These guys came running in after I beat the Ifrit and were like, please sign up with our club. Be our friend. Let's go throw our name on that roll. The company you keep. It's just so funny seeing the Lalafell be guards to this massive fucking door. Well, massive in comparison. I thought that said shit. Oh, I'm very tired. It's been a long day. Hi, Tataru. Anything new? No. Bye, Tataru. What the fuck was that? Oh. Cinnamon Addiction. God, some of these people just have great names. I think there's a way to get it so it stays like this until I click on someone, because I think... No, I guess I can't click on them. Chunky da Funk. Alright, take me to Limsa Laminsa. I need to get to the upper deck. The great thing is that this game typically provides you with the gear you need, so money is really not much of an object except for like housing and such. Oh, there's a million ways to the upper decks, and I don't know how to get to any of them. This way. I was lied to. It's that way, but because of how the text works, it looked there. I don't even remember what I was saying just a second ago. Is there not a... There's not. But... That's the Marauders Guild. Clonarians Guild. They're probably somewhere here and I'm just not... We're in the Adventurers Guild. Ah, off to the side. Okay, there is at least a small Aethernet shard here. Also, I love all the colors, especially with it being Valentione's Day. I love the red and black on everything. But oh, this is just so cool. It is a much needed change of pace after being in Gridania and in the woods. Oh, I guess that's a magic bucket. Hail, adventurer. What business have you with the Maelstrom Command?
My name's Lucian, and I believe you're expecting me.
Lucian Everwind? I, our recruitment officer, sent word of your coming. It shall be my honor to induct you into the ranks of the Maelstrom. Now, before I can accept your oath, you must be made aware of several... Sir! What is it, Private? And this had better be important. Sir, we've received a report from a lookout in Lower La Nasia. Sir. Stop saying sir. Imperial forces have fired upon a Highwind Skyways airship. The vessel is in a bad way, sir, and appears to be banking for an emergency landing in Cedarwood. Cedarwood? Damn it! We have no troops available in that area. The bulk of our infantry is bogged down on the coast, skirmishing with the fishbacks. That sounds like a racial slur. Everwind, this is highly irregular, but I fear your first duty in service to the Maelstrom must needs be unofficial. If our man in Lower La Nasia is correct, the airship will come down in territory crawling with Imperial scouts. If there are any survivors, we must reach them before the Garleans do. Make haste to Cedarwood, locate the airship, and if any of its occupants are alive, make sure they come to no further harm. We'll see about swearing you in upon your return. We'll go do this. Big Lion Man. Oh, he's got a fucking dope axe. Holy shit. A warrior. That axe is fucking awesome. Damn. I just have a stick that I picked up in the woods and I was real excited to show my mom. I don't think I have been to La Nasia at all. Especially not lower. La Nasia. Oh, there's a way directly into there. But is it faster to go? No, it's definitely faster to go this way. I say that, but I have to go down here, don't I? Yes, I do. Oh well, I believe it's still faster. Bulwark Hall? Yes? Yes, lower decks. Fantastic. And then... this way to La Nasia. Lanosia? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's probably like Lanosia or Lanosia, something like that. This is middle. This is lower, and we'll fucking run there. What is that big fuck? Oh, that's a fucking... yeah. Lost lamb. Murdered him. Do I have anything to hunt? That's upper... I didn't do any of these while I was in Ul'dah. That's an eastern. So no, still nothing I can actually hunt here. Yellow jackets. Testada tada. Bats. Brone rut. That's a chunky bird. That's a thick ass bird. Look at that bird, he's so big. Oh, the ship fell over. The ship fell by the birds. Sir, these birds are thick as fuck. You might want to run. I might be a little over leveled. That's the nice thing. That even if you over level, this game sinks your level. And I kind of actually like that. So you can't just grind and be crazy high level and wreck everything. It pulls you back down. Ugh. Oops. Sure, that definitely wasn't me. Don't look at me like that. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. We didn't even run that far, dude. Maelstrom Command sent you. How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Pt, sir. We are of the Maelstrom. You're a Garland Ironworks engineer, yes? One of our lookouts reported the attack on your craft. We're here to rescue you. You must be Everwind. Good work on reaching our friend here before the Imperials. I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland's work. Is there no end to the man's treachery? The secret of Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. Uh-oh. We are taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Oh, poor Lalafell. Scouting party from Castro Occidens? Sure, I'd say. Seems they want your ship, engineer. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. Is that a Trojan horse reference? The tiny Bronco? Isn't that the new design people have been whispering about? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. She was soaring. She really was. Till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Alright, pay attention. We're going to hit these Imperials hard and fast. If they want a souvenir from Eorzea, they can have a knife in the gut, but they're not getting that ship. Oh, and don't forget to save the Lalafell. What say you, Everwind? Ready to give those curs a hiding? Hell yeah. Like a tidal wave, lads, charge! Yeah, you get 'em. I'm just gonna be here cheering for the sideline. An ambush! To arms! We will slowly jog at them. I do love that it still has, like, the fight starting from old Final Fantasy games. Older. I'm sure Final Fantasy 15 still does some of that. Thankfully, these NPCs are actually competent enough to stay alive because, dear God, some of the other missions you have to do, the NPCs are, oh hello, are not, well now he's gonna get hurt a lot, are not so easy to keep alive. Oh right, Swift cast is there. I didn't mean to actually cast that, but oh well. Nope. Conjure, you can heal yourself. You can also heal him. God, I need the fucking rescue ability. That would make keeping these assholes alive so much easier. Being able to just pull them out of a fucking AoE attack. Yeah, run away, bitch! Oh, whoops. I guess it makes sense that the robot can't be kept asleep. Oh, excuse me, sir. Oh, wow, I ran out of mana. Biggs! Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So, how's she look anyway? He didn't say any road. What the fuck? I guess these people are making airships, so they're a little further advanced than us in our woodsy talk. The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. Oh, damn it. We'll stand watch until the ship is ready to take off. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts eventually, but I doubt they'll get here for a good while yet. I should probably be doing a piratey voice for the pirates, but I'm not talking like Barbossa. Everwind, you're free to return to the Maelstrom Command and complete your induction. Damn it. Ordinarily, I'd ask you to stay, but I think we'd all feel better knowing an adventurer of your ability was safely sworn in and ready for the next mission. Rest assured, I'll inform command of the part you played today. I, just wanted to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Haha! Seriously though, if it hadn't been for you and the Maelstrom lads there, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Uh-huh. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful.
We are the Lollipop Guild, and we want you!
Speak with the personnel officer at Maelstrom Command again. Oh, hello. There is one mount that... There are two mounts that I really want, but one of them is just hilarious. It is a large floating hand that just picks you up by the collar of your shirt and drags you along, like carries you through the air while you hang limply from it. I think that's fucking hilarious. But the other one that I want, I saw someone had a fat cat mount. And I already loved the fat cat pet I saw, so having one as a mount would be fucking hilarious and awesome. Like, oh. We're just gonna run through here, let them deal with that. Why are you only level 1, bud? How far down would this take me? Level 8. Never mind. Turn that shit off. Oh, wow, oh, right, it's synced my level, and I have to heal back up to my actual health. One thing they apparently did fairly recently that I think was a really good thing is a number squish. So instead of, you know, having this be probably at this point like in the hundreds of thousands of XP and having my health be like insane big numbers, it's actually more comprehensible numbers. Like these actually have still have meaning essentially, because after a certain point it just gets to where like it's meaningless. They don't mean anything to you because they're just so massive. This way. Kinkerbell. Jesus. Just love the creativity with these names. Orion Stargazer. Neon Cat. I always forget that that is just the sound that plays whenever I walk in here, and not someone blowing a horn. I must admit, I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of. After you're properly inducted into the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction... Boop. Da, da, da. Okay. Oh, and that is where we will end this. Wait, hold on. Hold on, is that an actual, like, Tengu? No, it's like a something from the game, I assume. Tengus are some fat-ass lizards that I just love. In the real world. Okay, yes. That is where we're going to end things. It's been a lot of fun. I definitely really enjoy this game. And I'm probably gonna go ahead and get the other 3 expansions because it's only 30-ish bucks. And you know, I think I'm gonna play this. I feel like I will get through Heavensward, maybe, before my the first 30 days are up. And so yeah, I kind of want to go ahead and get that. So that if I finish Heavensward, I can just jump right into Stormblood, I think is the one that follows that. Either way, I just want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. I know it's been a little hectic, and I know that it was a very busy day, and a very important day, so not so many people here, but that's more than fine. Even if no one is here, I'll still continue to stream just because I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to me. It's something that I've really grown to like doing, and I hope to continue to do in the future. Yeah. Hopefully we can make this little community grow a little more, but again, even if it's to no one, I'll keep streaming just because I personally enjoy it. I like to have a place to speak to instead of just sitting and playing a game in silence, because it gets boring after a while. You know, I grew up playing games with friends and having someone to make commentary with, so at least I can make commentary to the stream. So yeah, I just want to thank anyone who's still around. If you haven't, go ahead and drop a follow. It'd really mean a lot. You could keep track of when I stream. I'll go ahead and drop the Discord link in the chat that will show up very shortly. And other than that, I just want to say good night and have a lovely evening. That person just walked in front of the camera.